Hello, hello, and happy National Self-Employed Day. Apparently, this is a new thing. Jeffrey Shaw, the author of The Self-Employed Life, he's also the founder of the Self-Employed Business Institute, I believe it's called. Apparently, went out, did all the legwork to get a new day registered on the calendar, and now today is officially a day for us self-employed folks. I guess there was a freelancers day, and there was other professional days. So and bosses day. You could use the loophole that we are our own boss and just appreciate yourself on Boss Appreciation Day. But now we have a named day just for us. So I thought I would do something fun and celebrate and invite y'all here for a little co-working session. Let's call it that. This and if it's fun, if it goes well, and we can do this again. Now give me a second. I want to see here. I am using Melon to stream to you now across multiple platforms. So if you're watching, let me know where you're from, and I'm going to see if the chat feature actually works. That will also be a way that if you have any questions, we could just kind of shoot the breeze about our self-employment journey, and anything else. If I can help you troubleshoot something, drop a question in the chat, and hopefully I can see it so I can respond, and we can talk about that. But also, I thought this was a good time, a good occasion, Self-Employment Day, for me to finally kick myself in the butt and do something I've been meaning to do for a while and update my own website. Self-Employment Sidekick, honestly, was kind of an afterthought. This whole thing started as a YouTube channel, and I registered the domain selfemploymentsidekick.com originally just to redirect to my main portfolio website for web design and stuff. But then as I got more content out there, I was thinking, it'd be easy enough to just kind of transcribe this and make a blog. And that's why I did. But that is all I did. It's just been a blog. But over the past few years I've been doing this now, I've created some tools like the Sidekick sheet. I am putting together some workshops and some other offers. So it needs to be a little bit more robust, and it's time for me to spruce it up. So, what better day than today? Actually, it should have been yesterday or like months ago, but here we go. So, let me know what you're working on while I pull up my website. Actually, let's do the whole window here, and you can just peek into my life. So here's my current website in all of its madness. Just to give you a starting point, this is what it currently looks like. Just kind of blah. It's just the posts, and then I had a few little links in the sidebar. It's fine for a blog if that's all I ever wanted it to be, but I want it to be so much more. So I am going to make a legit homepage with a nice little opener. I want to present the different offerings, the different ways that we can interface. It's not just the content. Like I said, we have workshops in the works, some other free tools, a link to my coaching business, Brero, and then also a new thing that I just rolled out, a pay what you want, pick my brain call that you can schedule, a 15-minute chat. Just reach out, shoot the breeze, let me know if you just want some ideas about something, if you have any questions about business or marketing tools or methods. I want to get that all up there. I have it here already, just up in the menu here, but again, it's a little lackluster. So let's make it luster. I'll start by taking a look at what we're working with here. I was just using a really simple theme, but I'm going to kick it into overdrive and use Elementor Page Builder. I already have it installed, and I have the Pro version. Lots of benefits to the Pro. Kind of takes it to the next level. You can use custom headers and footers. So I'll be tapping into that. Also some templates. And will say another thing. I'm just running into this super haphazardly. I should be doing this. If this was a client site, I would set this all up on a staging environment. But, this is for me. And so I'm just going to wing it and do it live like I am right now. So I'm just going to make all of the changes as you see them. And if you're watching live and you go to selfemploymentsidekick.com in the middle of this, you're probably going to see some weird stuff as I'm in the process of switching back and forth. So here we go. First of all, I want to change up the theme. I've been using Astra, which is a really nice theme, but I want to use Hello. This is what I typically use when I'm working with Elementor because it's by the same developers. It's really lightweight. There's really nothing to it. And it just moves out of the way so Elementor Page Builder can do all the heavy lifting for it. But it does give you enough for the settings like the site logo and a few other things. So we're going to go ahead and activate that. And let's see what we're all ready. Let's just see the chaos. Chaos! All right. Check out selfemploymentsidekick.com and see the chaos live. So let's be quick about this and hop into our homepage. Yo. I don't even have a homepage. That's right. It was just the blog. So if you're new to WordPress, one setting that you really gotta hit first in the settings, I'll do it right now. Down in settings, under reading, it gives you the option to display for your homepage just your latest posts. And if you're just a blog, that's fine. Or a static page. That is like you make an about page, a home page, a landing page, and you can choose which page that you have, and you put that up there as the thing that people are going to get directed to when they first land on your site. So I didn't even do that. Like I said, this is just a blog. So going to make a new page. We'll call it home. I'll go ahead and publish it because nobody's visiting this. That's another thing. I really want to ramp up Self-Employment Sidekick. It's been mainly just contained to the YouTube channel, but I want to promote the whole platform that I'm planning on growing around this. So let's create a homepage, publish, and then edit with Elementor, and that will kick us into the page builder. All right. Go ahead and activate containers. I've been playing around with containers, and it's pretty cool, but still getting used to it. Now, I will also say, I'm not just winging this. I have some design ideas already started. I've been playing around with it on a dev site, so I've kind of been sketching out this design. So when you see me kind of fly through it here, it's not just like from the seat of my pants. So we're going to leverage templates. Elementor lets you cheat, and you can jump in and use blocks. They have calls to action. So already these pre-made blocks here. They even have a hero. So we're going to go check out their hero blocks. And you can choose from these which one you want to use. I want something pretty simple. It really doesn't matter, honestly, because I'm going to be moving some things around. So let's go ahead and insert this one right here. And then we'll make some customizations to it. I'm going to close the navigator. And here, actually, let me show you a quick little preview. This is what I want to build. So I'm going to make my new site look like this. This is where we're going. So here's a sneak peek. Just jump to the finish line. Been playing around with this. So now I'm going to actually recreate this on my new site. There is a way that I could save this as a template, even though it's on another site entirely. And that gets associated with my Elementor account. And then I can pull it down and or export the template, install it on my other site, and just kind of have all the work done for me, which honestly doesn't sound like a bad idea, but I want this little work session to kind of double as a tutorial. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't even see what I'm seeing here. This is what I'm looking at. Here is the preview of the site design, my updated site that I want to make my site actually look like. This is on a little test server. So I'm going to start kind of copying these elements over. But I'm going to actually do the work. I'm going to put in the work step by step, show you what I'm up to. And we're going to start with this. So I already have these images brought in. Here is an element. This is a headline, and then I'm actually also needing to install another plugin called Essential Add-ons. So I'm going to do that now. Go to the plugin repository, search for Essential, and this should bring up what I'm looking for. Install. And I have the pro version of this as well. Just unlocks a lot more features. So I'll be installing that and using some of their fun little tricks. Again, if you are new to Elementor, new to WordPress, Elementor is a page builder that sits inside of WordPress. WordPress used to be entirely theme driven. You'd go to a place like Theme Forest or another website, you'd look at all the different themes, pick the one that looks the closest to how you want your website to look, download it, install it, or go through the free theme repository that you could find right through WordPress and install it. And then there'd be some settings that you could tweak, change the background color, change the font, add a few elements here and there. But then page builders started coming on the market, like Elementor, Beaver Builder, Oxygen. There's a ton of them now. And that's kind of the way that WordPress is really going. WordPress actually has its own block builder, Gutenberg. Oh, I get it. WordPress. I think I knew that, but I forgot. And they're getting more into the full site editor game, and kind of getting past just being a blog site. But Elementor, that's one of my favorites. It's really easy. Let me go ahead and install. No, I'll wait on that. So we'll go back to this site here. And I'm just going to pull up the other site side by side so I can have a nice little reference. So anybody joining the stream, Happy Self-Employment Day. Happy Star Wars Day also. May the 4th be with you. Um, what is something that got you into self-employment? How long have you been doing your thing? I'd love to know. Um, Self-employment is not by yourself employment. I'll just do the full thing for now, and then I'm going to put my little welcome video from YouTube. Click on this element. I'm going to go copy the link from my site. I have been freelancing, moonlighting as a web designer and digital marketer in addition to the work I was doing in the marketing department at a university. I was at the university for, gosh, I don't know, 11 years, 12 years. And it's a great place. I love it. I miss the folks there. But I was doing a lot of freelance work just to kind of help make ends meet, especially when I started having family, wanted to kind of increase my income. And there was a lot of connections there too. It was a Christian university, so there were some people there who were pastors, church leaders, and churches. They usually need a lot of help with their websites. Like it's you can spit and it will land on a very outdated church website. You got to watch where you step. So I had a lot of fun helping churches and ministries and small profits, other schools, small profits, nonprofits, and small businesses that made small profits with their websites and a few other marketing things here and there. But it grew to the point where it was really keeping me busy. I did grad school and lost a lot of sleep during that time, and this is when I knew I needed to kind of like straighten something out. After I was finally finished grad school, I I needed to make that pay off. Like I got my MBA so I could provide better for my family. There really weren't that many options at my current workplace, so I started looking around at other jobs. There's a couple things here. So I was applying at different places, and where I live, I'm kind of like right in the middle of this triangle of these major commerce hubs down in Center City, another city north, or out in this kind of big like office park. All of them are like an hour away. Like the commute is horrible where I am, but I really like where I live. So I was applying to different jobs, and I had interviews out in each of these little points far, far away from home. And man, as I was driving out and driving back, I was just really struggling with the whole concept of like, I'm going to spend this much time in the car, like not being with my family. Like, what time is it? I'm late for dinner now. Like this, I'm missing out on this time. I did the math, I ran the numbers, and I found that I would lose, I think it was like 30 days, a whole month of time just commuting if I was to take any of these jobs out on the points of the triangle, like, and have probably be a 2 hour, if not more, commute total each day. And that time it would probably effectively be more than that I would miss out, because those time slots I'd have to get up before and leave the house before my kids would be up for breakfast. I'd have to, and then get back probably after they had dinner. You know, and I know people do this, and it's a choice. If that's the option that best suits your family, where you can provide for them, cool. Like that's a choice that you have to make. But it wasn't a choice that I could make. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to stick it out here a little bit longer at the university right up the road from me and see what this whole freelance thing does. And eventually, I was able to switch full time. Another thing, so I mentioned grad school and like losing sleep. My wife confronted me and said, you know what? Um, you're as busy now with all of my freelance work after I graduated and was done grad school. It's like you never stopped. It's like you never stopped with all the all-nighters. It's like you're still like super busy and we don't get a lot of time to hang out. And I was a little convicted by that. And I was like, you know what, you're right. So I shuffled some things around as best as I could. And how I actually slid into full-time self-employment, it didn't happen overnight. That's a whole nother story. But anyways, kind of compressed the timeline a little bit. Now here I am, full-time self-employed. And it's been fun. It's been great. I work out of my office, out of home. My kids are homeschooled. And now I see them all the time. Sometimes I kind of wish I had a commute just to decompress a little bit. No, but it's great. I love one of the main benefits, I think, of being self-employed isn't there's a lot, but one for me, it's the time flexibility, and I can be available for my family when I need to be. Back to the website. So I was a little distracted. I have a hard time walking and chewing gum at the same time. I found the link to my little intro. Going to choose a new image for this. I actually have a bunch of images already prepped, so I'm just going to go and find them and load them in. I'll go in and do the alt tags. Pro tip, always use alt tags for accessibility reasons, SEO reasons. I'll go back and clean this up. But you didn't come here to see me type in alt tags. All right, subscribe. And we'll come back around to there. So another look at Elementor if you're new to this. Elementor up here, they have like three main tabs. Content, where you can, per element, this will look a little bit different, but for a button, give you a place where you can type in the text, add the link, you can align this differently, and then the style tab is where you're going to change the color. So let me go and change this background color here. Whoop. And then advanced gives you some more options where you can finagle the margin, the padding, give it some motion effects if you're into that sort of thing. But we'll circle back around. So one thing that I did on my other site is I have a little hidden message. I'm using this space up here. I'm going to write in business and marketing guidance for solopreneurs. Oh, that's all caps. Let me write that again. Business and marketing guidance for solopreneurs. How do you spell preneurs? I'm going to tuck that up there. I'm going to make that an H1 tag, but then using my style guide, I'm going to change the color and actually make that invisible. And I'll tell you why I'm doing that in a second, because down here, self-employment is not by your self-employment. Let me go ahead and update what I have so far. That's actually going to get broken up into two pieces. I'm going to use a new element. So self-employment is going to be one element. And then I'm going to use a fun little element to give us a little animation feature. Animated headline. Gonna pull that in here. And this is cool. This is from, is this one of the essential add-ons? Animated. No, it's built into Elementor. Well, howdy do. So I didn't even need to add essential add-ons quite yet. That comes in later. So there's a cool little Elementor element called animated headline. So going to go into the settings and going to type. So the before text is nothing. Then by yourself is going to be the highlighted text. And then employment is going to be the after text. And then I can come back up here to the main headline. Delete that. Actually, let's go make this isn't. And then go back to our animated, and we can change the styles here. I don't want an infinite loop. I'm going to do it one time. The style isn't going to be circling. It is going to be Xing it out. So where do we control that? Shape is an X. And we're going to change the color. To like purple. Now it's behind there. So we can bring that to front. There we go. Check that box. We can bump up the width a little bit. And then our headline, here we can change the color. So I want to keep by yourself grayed back a little bit. Oh, the headline I want white. And then the animated text, let's just gray that back just a little bit. And there we go. And update. Already, our homepage is looking like a homepage and not just a list of my latest articles. Now, one thing that's really bothering me is this guy up here. I'm going to come back and flesh out the rest of the page, but I want to show you how to make a custom header. So we're going to go back in and use the Elementor template builder, and we're going to, or the theme builder. Click there, and we're going to add a new header. Just going to click in, and my header is really simple. It's just the logo and a little plus collapsible menu. I'll put the element there. I'll build out the menu a little bit later. So we just need a really simple guy. Let's use this one. Insert. So we're going to delete this title. Before we delete it, let's go and drag in. You can use the site logo. Let's go and do this the right way. So you can pull in the site logo. That's not our site logo anymore, so we need to change that. So it's all these moving pieces. I could just go and force this. Oh, here we go. Change site logo. I'm going to upload a new image from logos. I'm going to use this guy. All tags. And the fave icon will leave be. I like the face. And we'll update. Speaking of the logo, what do you think of the face? It's like, it's supposed to be a superhero sort of thing, but it kind of looks like maybe a bandit. I don't know. Playing around with that. So for the logo for now, I'm just going to use just a standard text-based thing. Okay, so here we go. It's hard to see because it's all on white. So let's what's going on? Where are my controls? Do I need to refresh this? Oh, I'm in site settings. There we go. So now my logo is there. I'm going to delete the text. This is way too big. So I can easily just pull back this column, resize that. That looks good. And while we're in here, let me show you something else that's cool about Elementor. Down here at the bottom, responsive mode, you can see what different things are going to look like on different screen sizes. It's kind of hard to see this changing because there's really not much to see. But I can click to tablet, mobile view, and I can make each element, most of the settings for each element can be changed per screen size. So down here, you'll see if I hover over this icon, it says desktop, I can change it to mobile. And if I wanted this to actually be center on mobile, I could do that, except it's inside a column. So that was not nearly as dramatic. But if I wanted to make this teeny tiny on mobile, I could do that. All right, and just so we can see what we're working with, I'm going to temporarily change the background of this whole header to a purple. It's pretty close to what we're going to have. All right, so and here's an icon pop up. Okay, so I'm going to now use, this is where we tap into the other add-ons. Essential Add-ons has a off canvas. Oh, they want the Pro. Okay, I'm gonna have to go ahead and install Pro. I'll do that later. They have an off canvas feature. Let me jump back into the preview. So you can make stuff like this. Now, there is a native WordPress menu element that Elementor provides. I was playing around with it and it was doing something weird to the, it's made for mobile devices. You can also use their pop-up editor. So it looks like that's what they were doing here. So let's take a look. They have a link to a pop-up. I'm going to style this thing. I can't even see it. Is there something there? So there's an icon there that looks like they're triggering it. This is from the template. So let's see if we can use this and make it do what we want to do. So let's change this icon to menu or lines or no, I want a plus. I like that. Insert. There we go. And now this is triggering a pop-up. We don't have a pop-up, so I'll need to make a pop-up. But we have the icon there for now, just as a placeholder. That's a little high, so I'm going to come back in here. I don't know where that extra padding on the top is, so we can go into the navigator, check the header, advanced. All right, here we go. That was all the way up at 90. Let's do like 20 and 20. And then that's good for now. Just rough it in. I'm going to hit publish. And because this is a component that we want everywhere on the site, I can add a condition and say include this header on the entire site. Save and close. And now when I reload my homepage, instead of the big bandit face, I'm going to have my new header up here. Looking good. All right. So just roughing in some elements here. Going to go down and play around with a few more things. So let's add a new section. And let's pull in some elements. a heading that we can center, and a little text box. And we'll center. I'm going to go back to my preview site. Where are we at? Welcome, business heroes. Why do I call you business heroes? I'll tell you why. Is it because you're awesome? Why, yes. But all right. So I'm not trying to blow smoke up your butt. I really think what you're doing is heroic. Not in the like tear my shirt off, have rippling muscles, and go throw a car at the supervillain who's trying to destroy the city sort of heroic. But in the sense of the word that you are making a choice to be the protagonist of your story. Like, you're stepping out, you're taking a risk, being very entrepreneurial, and you're casting yourself as the main character of your story. You're not being a villain, you're not victimizing other people, and you're not being a victim where you're just kind of getting tossed in the waves, and whatever your outcome is completely in the hands of other people. Now, I believe that God ultimately has me in his hands. There is an element of fate and destiny and things that are totally out of my control. But I also believe that I have a great deal of autonomy, and I'm choosing to leverage that and to make certain choices and to try to set some goals, set some targets for my life, and start moving towards them. And that is what heroes do. They go on a quest. They have a treasure that they're trying to find, or a damsel that they need to save from a mean old dragon, and they go and do it, and they get the tools that they need, and build up their skills, and just all these other Dungeons and Dragons analogies I could use, except not really because I'm not into it. I played it once. It was fun. So that's why I think you're a hero. Also goes really well with the self-employment sidekick motif. Anywho, I don't want this to be blue. So I can go into the style and I could change the color here, but I'm going to have to change the color every time. This is pulling from a universal color. So I'm actually going to update, and I'm going to go, instead of changing it element by element, I can set some of these styles like this. Oh, that is not a good color pair. I can change that. So that is a global accent color that's been set. I'm going to go into the site settings and tweak some of these colors. So here we go. The primary color right now is this baby blue. I'm going to change that to my purple pink fuchsia. Is that what that's called? And my green would be a good accent color for that. Let's go and just like a bright, I'm not like a loud, bright sort of guy, but I've been playing around with this like purple and blue color scheme. I'm gonna punch it up there. Secondary and everything is fine. I can add more colors, but here's my primary, here's my accent. And while I'm in here, I can also change some fonts. So my primary fonts, I don't want to be Roboto. I want it to be Rubik. And there you go. It automatically applies Rubik to my site as is appropriate. We can set that down to normal though. And you can dig in and set even more granular font things and apply different. All right, Roboto, secondary. I still want that to be Rubik. But my main text, I think we're going to go with Carla. And accent, I think, will also be Carla. I think accent is going to be applied to the, yes, our buttons. All right. But we quickly need to update this now. And hopefully we will see that accent color. Oh, come on. Is it still garishly green? That should have been updated. Let me double check that I got that right. Oh, here we go. Theme style. Buttons have their own. All right. So you can go in and set global styles for all of these things here. It just kind of helps shortcut it so you're not going element by element, having to like change these things every time you bring something in. Anyways, so that will make our life a little bit easier. This needs some padding, so let's go into advanced and let's do this percentage based. Go about 5% all around. All right, we can unlink this. Let's go a little bit more on the left and right. Tuck it in. Let's punch up the size here. Typography, let's go up to 24. And now on to our next section. Here, we're going to cheat and use some pre-made blocks. Benefits? Haven't saved templates yet? There should be some benefits templates here. Where are my pro templates? Do I need to Let's click this little thing. Snack break! So, about 15 more minutes with you. And I thought I'd spend a few minutes of that highlighting how much I like this Asian trail mix from Aldi. It's got wasabi peas, peanuts. These things I didn't know existed until earlier this week. These are called Japanese style peanuts. There's a peanut inside, but it's a coating. It's coated with something. I'm not sure what it is, but it's really crunchy and it's tasty. All right, so I reloaded that. Let's see, benefits. No. Okay. Well, what I'm probably going to do is after the stream wraps up, I'm going to go and just copy paste everything from the other site. Save myself a bunch of time. But if you are using any builder, if they have templates, there is no shame in starting with some good old templates. Try to not only use templates, give it some personality and do a little research. If you're not a web designer, like that's fine. There's like tons of stuff on YouTube. Or, you could hire people like me to help you with it. I ran a live website workshop recently. I'm going to turn that into a mini course so I can do more of a step-by-step here. I'm just kind of like flying through this, but I can do more of a step-by-step on how to get your site installed and all of this stuff set up from ground zero. I'm starting with a website here, but I during my mini course that I plan on launching before too long, you can go from zero to installing your or getting your hosting account set up, installing WordPress, all the plugins you need. And I also have, shameless plug, over at Brero, we have a build your business website package where we will build a nice, simple or advanced, depending on your choice, website for you. But we won't just build it for you and throw it at you and say, good luck. It's bundled with coaching and training on how to get the most out of your website, how to use it, how to update it. Because that's something that I want to empower you with. Understand what you're doing. There's a time when it's like, okay, even if you do decide to just hire somebody to just take care of it for you, because you're kind of out of your depth, like that's fine. Know thyself. And hire out hire out what you need to the pros, especially if it's like bookkeeping and taxes and stuff like that. But you should at least have a basic understanding, even if it is something really advanced, just so you can get in there and straighten some things up and take as much ownership of it as you can. So anyways, that is the Build Your Business website build out and coaching bundle that we offer over at Barrow. Check it out if you need help with a business website. So back to my build out. I don't know why it wasn't showing me those templates. Usually after you get, I might just need to refresh something. Elementor has the free version, comes with, I don't want that. The free version has a bunch of stuff, and I'm seeing some of the pro pro ones. But there's some free templates that you can just click. Excuse me. Oh, man. Those wasabi peas. Gonna chase that down with some Celsi. Benefits. Am I just looking at the wrong thing? Benefits, call to action. No, these are like the basic ones. Where are my pro? Where are my pro blocks? It's there. Believe me. Maybe I'll just do a quick refresh here. And try again. When in doubt, refresh. Flush your browser cache. I don't know. Well, we'll come back to that. So, reference point. I'm going to add another. Speaking of the workshops and the coaching available, I want to highlight that here. So we have a pre-made section for that. But we'll come back to that. Let's get the blog back. We just totally gutted the blog, but I still want to show posts on the homepage. And there is an easy way to do that. So let's go back and add a new page section and drag in a posts element. I don't want post grid. I just want regular posts. Ding. There we go. That's a good start, but I can finesse all of these elements here. And let's take a look at what our options are. So, skin, you have classic, cards. That's actually what I'm using. And again, you can go and add different add-ons, like essential add-ons. There's a ton of other developers who kind of add more features and widgets that you can install and use with Elementor, and you can play around. Usually on their site they have demos and like the whole catalog of all the fun stuff. I like just keeping it simple. Columns 3, posts per page, we'll just do 3, so that drops that other row here. Image size, that's okay. It was looking blurry before. The image ratio, I'm going to drag that down so it's not cropping in on the side. So I guess these are like 16 by 9 thumbnails. 0.57 seems to work. You can just drag and see. Title, I want to show the title for sure. Excerpt, I want to show, but I don't want the comments. I don't even necessarily want the date there, so I can check that off. I want the badge. That's kind of cool. Shows you the category. But I don't want the avatar, because I'm the only one who's writing this stuff. If you have a blog and you have multiple contributors, you can use the avatar and see their face along with the post. So there we go. Got a lot closer, but let's change up a few things. Image, content. Now let's just double check. It should have, it looks like, oh, there you go. Yep. It grabbed our new default styles. The read more color, I think it's just kind of like choking on it. It's showing blue here. There we go. I just needed to click on it to encourage it. Everything else seems good. That was easy. Oh, except for our little badges up here. Where do we control that? Up in the card? Border? Image? Content? Layout? Where are we at? Where are those? Bear with me. Oh, badge color. It was blue, but it wasn't. There we go. So now our blog is back. So got ahead of that. Now if you go to selfemploymentsidekick.com, you're not going to see a mess. You'll be able to read the blog. That's really about it. But don't you worry. There's much more to come. Let's see what else we have. Oh, download the Sidekick sheet. You know, when you're building out a homepage, it's always good to have some sort of lead generator on there. People might not be ready to do business with you right away, but you can still engage with them. Give them something free to get them to sign up on your email list. This is something that I help people with, other businesses with, but I honestly don't do a great job at doing it myself. But you should totally do it. Something like a ebook, a worksheet, access to a mini course, or if you're a retailer, just a good old-fashioned coupon code can usually do the trick. Get them on the email list so then you can begin sending them more messages and nurture them to doing business with them. They're on the site, they're sniffing around, they might not be ready to click buy, but you can follow up with them later. So using a pre-made block here, I am going to... Oh, I think I know why the other... Okay, I'll come back to that. So we're going to grab my image of the Sidekick sheet. Let me just reference the text here. Download the Sidekick sheet. So I think so Elementor recently had an upgrade where they're using containers instead of columns. And I think the way that they are making their themes, their pre-made templates, you need to be intentional about, like, column themes aren't necessarily compatible with containers anymore. So I think that's what the issue is. All right, gotta delete this. And let's change the background here. I'm actually going to change it to black. Then we're going to do a background overlay, a gradient. And let's go to this little purple color. We'll go purple to black. And we can change it from linear, that's kind of like top to bottom, to radial, where that's center to outside edge. And this is kind of cool. You can actually change the position of that, so it doesn't have to necessarily be the center. It can be top left is where it's brightest, and then kind of fades in from there. Can't see the headline though, so we got to change that to white. And let's punch up the size of the text here. And we'll add a button. And here's another cool little trick. I can just go up here, change that horrible. Actually, I'm just going to remove the border altogether. Hover. Let's. I just want it to be white. So the hover style is like when you actually hover over something. Yeah, that's all this little growing effect. I can right click and copy and come down here This could be a different button. I don't want to say subscribe, but I can paste the style of an element. And I don't need to go in and do all of the manual setting changes that I did up there. Saves a ton of time. You can just paste the style onto this element, and there we go. But it doesn't change the actual text. It still says click here. I'm not actually copying and pasting the element itself. So download for free. What is a Sidekick sheet, you say? Sidekick. Well, you're just gonna have to go check it out. It's a planner. I almost called it a daily planner, but it could be a weekly planner. It could be any kind of planner you want. I intentionally designed it to be pretty flexible, just to put some pen to paper, track what you're doing. There's kind of some goal setting. You can write down some appointments, but one of the biggest things that it does, and I totally copy this from Donald Miller, the Business Made Simple Daily Planner, breaks out primary tasks from secondary tasks. Your primary tasks, these are the things that you need to do today to make you money. Like, I needed to get some stuff prepped to do this live stream. Like, I went and I announced that I was going to do this. I needed to, make sure that this was ready. I did not need to grab a seltzer. That's a really bad example, but the difference between primary and secondary. Go and pick up dry cleaning. That's something that who does dry cleaning though? Why did I use that as an example? That's a bad one too. But if you have some nice clothes and they're dry clean only, that might be a secondary task. Write it down so you don't forget that you need to do that. But don't neglect your work. Anyways, download the Sidekick sheet. It's a little template that I put together. It's free. I found it very helpful. I took some other templates that I had been using but weren't fully using. Like, they had too many sections in it that I wasn't using, and it was missing some other sections. So I kind of took the best of everything that I had been using that I like, and I made my own. And that is what it is. And you can download it for free. Well, this was fun. Is 1:59. It's almost 2 o'clock. I had scheduled out about an hour to hang out with you. I don't know. What do you think? Would this be fun? Would you like to dig a little bit deeper into Elementor? Do you find hopping on and just kind of doing a, looking over my shoulder sort of style is good? Do you like more like ordered tutorials that focus on one aspect and you kind of break that down? Do you like just hanging out? I can either do more live streams or way less of this if you think this was a total waste of your time. But hopefully it wasn't. It wasn't a waste of my time because I got to eat some snacks and work on my website. Anyways, let me just say, I really appreciate you. Especially if you're watching to the very end of this live stream. Like, you are my best friend now. Like, that's weird. I don't think I'm probably... Anyways, no self-deprecation. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who has been following along, who's been subscribing. It started out super small. Like, the first 2 years, I don't think I passed 50 subscribers. And then, you just stick with it. And you just kind of keep chipping away and adding content to your library. And, just give more people more opportunities to find you. You just got to stick with it, be consistent, and you start to see it turn. I'm still not monetized. Like, I'm still under 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and way far away from 4,000 watch hours. Those are the two main things you need in order to be monetized and start getting a paycheck from YouTube itself. But despite that, I've been able to make a little bit of money from some affiliate deals. And also, this has led directly to some great client connections. And it's just been fun. It's a fun outlet. Videography was one of my first loves. got into web design after that and kind of grew into all of the other marketing octopus arms that are out there. And now I'm kind of happy to jump back into the video side of things, use this just to be creative, connect with people, and to share what I've learned over the years. So hopefully you're getting something out of the channel. I really appreciate you subscribing. And if there's anything that I can help you with, don't hesitate to reach out. You can book a free or not free. It's actually set up to be pay what you want. Go to the website and I'll have the link there. But you can just book a little call that we can talk through some things and figure out if I can connect you with resources that I have to offer myself, or if there's somebody else that I know who can help you with what you need help with. So I'm just here to be a resource. I'm here to be your sidekick because, as the website says, self-employment isn't by your self-employment. You might be a solopreneur. You might not have anybody else in your corner, but that's not true. You have somebody in your corner. You got me, and I really hope that there's other people in your life that you can connect with, because we all need some friends. We all need some community and some support, just to have some interactions to bounce some ideas off of. And I'd love to be one of those people for you. Anyways, may the 4th be with you. Thank you for joining. Hope you enjoyed some snacks and learned something. And I'll see you in the next one.